race like you have it, train like you don't. So Jack Daniels recommends that you increase your mileage every 4 weeks. So you stay at the same mileage for 4 weeks, you know, so you adapt to that stress level, and then you increase by the amount of miles that are equal to the amount of days you run each week. So my goal is to run 6 days a week, so that means I would increase six miles every 4 weeks. All right, so it's Saturday, going for a long run. And look, I'm wearing the shorts with the stickiness. That's from the race number when I did the track meet. So these are the shorts I broke 16 in. Just a little fun fact. All right, so I am, sorry, the camera is all over the place right now. So going on this run, you know you've been putting in some serious miles when you start getting chafing everywhere. So I basically, sorry, this camera is whatever. So I basically have sunblock, but not for my face. You know, you can put it anywhere. It has zinc oxide in it, which is a skin protectant that is in like diaper rash creams. So I figure if it's good for baby diaper rashes, then it's totally fine for chafing too. Yeah, so I've been doing really well. This is week 2 now, nearing the end of week 2. My week starts on Monday, so I have today and tomorrow to run. Some guy playing golf right in the side by the street. I don't understand that, but okay. Week 1, I did 50 miles, which was actually an accomplishment considering that at the beginning of the week I was throwing up and recovering from basically having a stomach virus, and now I'm 100%. So this week I got in even more quality training, and I'm on pace to do more mileage. I'll go over my workouts for the last 2 weeks at the end of this video later on, but yeah, I posted some of my key workouts on Strava. I'll go over some other ones that I didn't post, and my legs were more sore last week, which is kind of weird because I'm doing harder workouts and more mileage than week 2. But I think my legs are just kind of getting used to it, getting used to the daily running again. This is my breakfast. Yeah, I like running on nothing pretty much. I'm gonna have a run bottle just for hydration, but no gels during it. And I don't really have a goal in terms of distance today, just maybe 12, I don't know. It's gonna be a slow run. Today's a recovery day, so it's just time on my feet. And running with Mitch and Will, so it's kind of good that it's a recovery day because Mitch is slow. Just joking, Mitch. No, but seriously, Mitch is training for a 100-miler, so he is not focused on intervals or pacing or any of that stuff. If he wanted to run fast, he could, but just his training. So it's kind of cool when you're doing a recovery day because then you can run with other people at different paces. And so you can't tell from down here because it's nice and sunny, but up in the mountains where we were running, it was one of those like really gloomy days where you're running through fog and drizzle, and it sounds miserable, but actually when you're running, it's really awesome, refreshing. I feel like I could have run forever. And we were going chill, like we averaged like 8:30 pace, a little over 11 miles at 1,800 feet of climbing. Just nice and chill. You know, Jack Daniels recommended doing your long run sometimes the day after a workout to kind of help with the recovery. So what's crazy is, like I said, there's a lot of fog. there was a shooting range up there, and we started hearing gunshots, but we couldn't see because of all the fog, and we knew they couldn't see us. We didn't know where the bullets were coming from. We're like, oh my God, like we're like ducking down, like, and then we heard a ding, like one of the bullets like hit a sign near us, and it was freaking scary. We're like shouting out like, we're over here, don't shoot. And I don't know, my mind like pictured a bunch of like just hillbillies out in the middle of nowhere, you know, throwing back Keystone Light and shooting targets, random targets, drunk, you know, can't see us, like just, we could get shot at any time. It was kind of scary, but it was thrilling at the same time. This one is kind of like a Raisin Bran thing. I got it at a health food store. I mean, these little pieces look like either cat turds or, I don't know, or just like, cat turds or like mummified worms. I don't know. I feel like if you have a cereal that looks like you could find like those ingredients or like those pieces outside, then it must be healthy. So I don't know why my girlfriend keeps buying me freaking Cinnamon Toast Crunch knockoff, because I'm trying to eat healthy here. I'm training for marathon. All right, so week 2's in the books. I officially did 60.5 miles this week. I don't know if you guys can see this chart, my spreadsheet here. So I have every run I do. The red ones, ooh, this should be a red. The red ones are for workouts, like intervals, that kind of stuff. The rest is all like just long runs, easy days. Weekly totals right here. So week 1, 50. Week 2, 60.5. As a recap, week 1, recovering from the stomach flu, just getting in the mileage. I did do a Yasso 800s workout on the Friday, so near the end of week 1. I did Yasso 800s. I averaged 236, and my rest was about 230. So, and I jogged like maybe a 7:10 pace, so like a decent rest, but like I still was, working. So basically Yasso 800s, good marathon predictor workout. I know it sounds silly, like how can 800s predict your marathon time? And I'm not saying that like it's necessarily going to be your marathon time, but like for some reason it's been shown that workout, your average, kind of falls within your capabilities. So I just wanted to do a sub 240 average. I did it. I was happy. What else did I do? So pretty uneventful week 1, just getting the mileage in. My legs actually were pretty sore, which I was surprised because I was only doing 50 miles. And I was doing that much during triathlon training, so I was surprised. Second week, started off with a rest day, which I don't like to do. I'm trying to run 6 days a week, and I actually did succeed to run 6 days week 1 and week 2. But started off with a rest day, had some ground to cover, but I needed to have my legs ready to go for a good week, and that really helped. Then on Tuesday, I did a speed workout on the treadmill after work. Basically, I wanted to practice, because this marathon I have coming up is flat and fast, but there are some sections I think with like a negative 1 or 2% gradual decline. So I definitely want to make sure, not anything like Boston, but I definitely want to make sure that the downhills don't beat me up. So I'm trying to work on running more terrain besides just bike path, things that help build my muscles for rollers and whatnot, especially downhill. So what I did was on Tuesday, I decided to do repeats of 1 mile downhill, 1 mile uphill, and repeat for 10 miles. And I did end up doing 10 and a half, but the pace was easy going downhill. So I made it a little bit faster than the marathon pace. I was running 5:46 pace, goal marathon pace around 6 flat. So a little bit faster than marathon pace, but honestly, it was 1.5% decline, which is kind of cool. The treadmills at the YMCA I go to, they can actually do that. You can do a negative grade. So 1.5% honestly was uncomfortable. I didn't want to do, I tried 2, I couldn't do 2. So 1.5%, it was easy. Cardio-wise, I wasn't taxed. So every mile I threw it into 2% incline, get my heart rate up, and then my rest was running the downhill part. So just practicing running downhills at faster than marathon pace to deal with the pounding on the quads. What else? Nothing too eventful. Thursday had a really good swim workout, like intervals, but just easy run afterward. Friday was my second workout, so I did kind of like a Jack Daniels workout. Basically, Jack Daniels, they have a workout in here. It is right here. 2 miles easy, 6 miles marathon pace, 1 mile easy, 6 miles marathon pace, and finish with 2 miles easy. So I was doing that, and I didn't have enough time to run that long. So plus it's early. That workout I just said is later on in the training cycle. I'm only on week 2 out of 20. So I decided to cut a little short. So I did the same warm up, same cool down, 2 miles easy, 2 miles cool down, and 1 mile easy in between the intervals. My intervals though, I did 2x4 mile, and instead of marathon pace, I did a little faster than marathon pace, about 103, 104% of marathon pace. So I was running, it's on Strava actually, you can check it out. So is my last Yasso 800s from week 1. They're both on Strava. Basically, it was a hot day, so my heart rate was kind of elevated. I just went off of more so getting my legs used to the turnover and holding that pace. So I tried to be consistent. So I averaged 5:48 pace on both 4 mile sections. And all the easy running in between and after before, it was probably about 7:17 pace, give or take. So definitely not like completely resting. But yeah, 5:48 pace, and my heart rate was similar for both segments. So it was a good workout. It was hard though, I'm not gonna lie. It was hot, dehydrated. I ended up doing like 12. It was my long run for the week, 12.7 miles, and it was quality. So it was hard. And then Saturday, did a nice easy long run, 1,800 feet of climbing and descending. So good, work on the hills. Today, easy run. So for the week, I did 60.5 miles. So it seems like a big jump, but 55 is what I was pretty much doing, 50 to 55 during triathlon season, the whole year. So I should be able to handle 60 for now. I'm gonna stay at 60 and see how I feel, and then it's not good to throw in workouts and increase mileage at the same time. So I'm gonna hold 60 for a while, see how I feel, and then I'll move up eventually. What else? Then I have here another column for my long run. So week 1, 11.4 miles, and my total miles was 50. So that's 22.8% total mileage was the long run. Second week, 12.7 out of 60 miles, so about 21%. Jack Daniels recommends your long run being 25 to 30% of your weekly mileage. So if I'm hitting 60 miles, I really should be doing like a 15-mile long run. But since I'm early in the cycle, I was kind of like, that's good enough, I think. So next week, goal to hit 60-ish again, and I'll probably try to do like a 14-miler. Just to increase my long run a little bit, gradually, over time. The gears are turning. I'm trying this methodical Sage Canaday training type thing.